Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything in your world is great. It has been a while since we've talked about my Nintendo Switch. If you're new here and you don't know my love obsession with this thing, this has been pretty much in my hands every single day since March, since it came out. And I feel qualified to talk about it, you know, as a power user, I guess, as a person who plays games frequently. I've tweeted a lot about it on my Twitter, and you know, mostly praise. I have very few negative things to say about it, but this is not exactly a praising video. There are some issues, and I'll tell you about those in a second. That being said, this is everything that I ever wanted as a child, and it's right here. It's in my hands. I'm in the future, right? This is what little me wanted right here. If I could go back and if I'd have had this as a kid, it would have been in my time capsule video. But this little guy, you know, the Wii U, when the Wii U came out, I liked the idea of it. I did not like the implementation. I liked the idea of having a console that I could pick up and go into the bathroom or whatnot. But that was still like, I have to be stuck at home playing this thing, and I don't spend a whole lot of time here. Well, I didn't. I do now. But also I had the TV, and that TV was constantly controlled by either the girls or Jamie, and I very rarely had TV time to just sit and chill and veg and play games. So having a handheld, unbelievable, right? So when mobile gaming started to happen, when Android became more of a thing, and I could play some pretty top-level games, for the longest time, this became my #1 gaming platform, my phone and my tablets. In fact, the Wii U is the only Nintendo product I've never owned, and I really have no intention of ever buying it. It's the only Nintendo product I've skipped. But this little guy, this little magic device is magical. If I go back to the original, talk about it, it still has its flaws, like this stupid kickstand thing, which I have literally never used, other than to demonstrate how terrible it is. It does basically nothing. It's completely useless. I mean, they showed it in the video on a flight, and there's no possible way this thing would stand upright on a flight. Other than that, I don't have any dock scratching issues. I have been playing this more in docked mode lately than I used to, because I put a TV in my bedroom and it sits right at the foot of my bed, and I got one of those like super comfy back pillow thingies with the armrest so I can sit up in bed and play. So I have been playing it in docked mode more, and it plays great. And last week Skyrim came out, and I've probably put a scary number of hours into Skyrim on this thing, and it's flawless. Like, there's a few glitches. There's a few, like there's a sound glitch that keeps occurring for me, where every now and then it'll just start going like tick, tick, like this loud pop through the speakers. I don't know what that is, but visually, it goes great. Load times are a little slow. What do you expect on a thing like this? But I had never played Skyrim before. You know, I'm 5 or 6 years late to the party now playing Skyrim, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And I've put an embarrassing number of hours into it in the past week. And that's where I run into problems. Finally, and this is kind of my fault. When I bought the Switch, I bought the gray version. The gray version came with these gray controllers, and then I bought these extra controllers for my kids, right? Because I knew they'd want pretty colors. Well, the Nintendo Switch, when it came out, had an issue with this left Joy-Con disconnecting from the console. I have that issue with this particular Joy-Con, and I've not bothered to fix it. I just like, whatever. The problem is something to do with if you're holding it, the way that your hand interacts with it, it makes it lose disconnection. So there's an antenna mod or something. Nintendo will fix it. I've just never bothered because I keep it on the Switch, so I only ever use it in handheld mode, which means it's not using Bluetooth. So that's fine. So I use these guys, these Joy-Cons here, to play wirelessly. And this has been my FIFA controller. This is, you know, these controllers have had the most time on them by far. And just last night, I started to get creep on my left analog stick. It now sticks in go mode and forward, and it's really annoying. The actual joystick itself does not. It's working fine. It returns just fine. Something inside the Switch is bad. And that sucks, you know. Granted, I probably have 700 or 800 hours on these. Like, I'm not even remotely kidding you. 700 or 800, maybe even 1,000 hours on these controllers. And so, for the $70 I spent, or $80 or whatever they are, I guess it's not terrible. But I've also had other consoles for lifetimes, and the controllers still work perfectly. So, I don't know what's going on there. But now, I either have to play in handheld mode, or deal with creep, and I don't really want to do either of those things, so I have to get these fixed now, and that means I'm going to be without a Switch for a while, I guess, or I go buy another $80 controller to use in the interim. All of those options suck. So, I don't know what to do, but that is the first time I've had something bad happen with this thing. The screen isn't scratchy, it doesn't get... I keep it in a case, but the screen doesn't have any scratches on it. I've never dropped it. It's big enough that and it's not, unlike a Samsung phone, the back of this thing isn't slippery, so it doesn't just slide out of your hand like a phone would. It actually, you can hold on to it. Amazing, right? The plastic here, the Joy-Con controllers aren't slippery. They're actually, you can grip them very, very tightly. And the Game Guards taste like crap. I haven't tasted one, but truthfully, this thing has been amazing for me. Kind of too amazing. Like, I should be doing other things instead of playing, but it's so convenient. It's so portable and convenient that it gets in the way. I love it. Now I gotta get my controllers fixed. No Skyrim for a while. What am I gonna do? It is what it is. And I think Friday Xenoblade Chronicles 2 comes out, so I'm not gonna have it for that either. Oh well. But, you know, let me know. Do you have a Switch? Do you love your Switch? Have you had any issues with controllers? Maybe we can compare. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here and liking and all that stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from news.bbc.co.uk. Do hippos sweat red? A really clever thing about hippos is they produce their own sunscreen in the form of a sticky reddish sweat. Nature magazine is told the oily secretion is made up of two unstable pigments, one red and the other one orange. I've never seen that.